Student asked me to explain this. Why is it helping anyone? And I don't endorse any devices. You can do them simpler than this. I use this. I had this. I use this as a demonstration to students. Really, what you're doing is you're tracing the same arc down on the ground. So it allows you, with your body move coordinated with your arms, to trace that arc. The other thing it does, it gets you to form a triangle, this triangle here, but it's really 90 degrees if you look at it. It's 90 degrees between this shaft and this shaft. And that 90 degrees, as you're tracing on the ground, stays as long as possible. And I've set up on the ground, I set up little markers so that you're pointing this over the one marker on the way down, and then you're pointing to the second marker, but you don't release. So you've got your hand in the proper angles for that late release we're talking about, and it feels more like a body hit. So you don't get any release till really late. And then the club head never catches up to the red ball till well after you've made the strike, and you can see the triangle stays intact. So it immediately fixes a bunch of mechanics for people, and it fixes your playing because you're finally tracing the same arc on the ground all the time. And it also syncs up the body because you're using the body to trace that line. You're not using your left arm like this. You're turning here with the armpit just gently held here. If you held the club cover, you've seen them talk about that drill all the time. Stay connected, stay connected. Well, that's what it's doing, really. So you're able to easily trace that arc and keep the same mechanical angles, and then you just simply close that angle, and eventually it passes the red ball. Has to. But it gets you the proper mechanics, the proper arc, and then syncs up your body with the red ball and the club head. So everything flows. And that's why it looks so smooth in that video.
Nice.
It's just that you got your timing, your angles, everything just works. And it's why, it's why Roger, suddenly is getting better. Keeps you on playing because you're tracing that arc on the ground. That's all it is. It's real simple. You can do it with anything. You can take the Goldflex I've used in the past, and you just show that relationship. And the release is late. Way out here. Not here as most people do this. That's no good. That triangle is power. And it's really 90 degrees. You can see clearly here. That's power. As long as that doesn't collapse early. Kyle Berkshire says that the whole swing is a collapsing triangle. Well, it is. If you're back this way, you've got your 90. It's a triangle. Okay? And that collapses down, and then finally, this triangle collapses for the release. And the higher you have your hands, you're taking advantage of gravity. So Kyle's way up here. I'm about here. Mo Norman's really short. He's about here. But it's all the same principles. There's no difference in the principles. So it's just an aid, and it gets across the feeling really fast. So you see improvement in people, in about an hour. You can use anything. Use a stick to your forearm. Put some straps around it. It's the same thing. It just allows you to trace the arc on the ground.
Now can you see it? There's the 90, there's the trace, there's the left exit, and the collapsing triangle for a dead straight hit. You can trace that and hit that again and again and again.
These markers are simply reference points, but they're important because what it allows me to do is put my feet in the same spot. It's not a target line, it's just where my feet are. And then I know every time I get near a ball that I'm basically in the same spot all the time. So all I'm really doing is tracing this line. You can see it here, but I'm going from this point right here, point as I exit left. So as my body turns, it'll come over that. So I'm setting up a arc path. If I hit that every time, I pretty much know I'm going to hit a ball dead straight, and this is my eye line really. So as long as I go over this, then the club will connect the ball. And you start, stop worrying about a ball. There is no ball. Ball just gets in the way. So strictly reference. So you can set it up any way you want. If someone's too inside, you can set it up. The little yellow markers, you set it up so that they improve their path. You bring it more outside, So it's got a variety of good things that it does for you. But most importantly, it's where you reference your feet all the time. Everybody's always moving this ball around, so this stops that. They're always going to be in the same place. They'll know where to put their feet. They go, oh, okay, if I put my foot here and here, that's about the middle of my stance. And then if I trace this, well, the club head hits it. And oh, by the way, I get the proper arc. So you see that, so I'm turning here and just my torso turned is enough to make it exit on that line. See? That's all it is. Simple things lead to really great gains.